Hello, 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 hello. It's me, Camila Squad, and we're back with another video. I'm so excited. I am going to talk about a topic. That's what I'm supposed to do, but I just have to tell y'all. So the other night, God woke me up as he always do, early in the morning, and I just grabbed because I'm a writer. Sometimes I do my notes in my on my phone too, but I just grabbed, I got up and I went to the office where a lot of my little spiral notebooks are at, because God wanted me to just write down different stuff. And he was just talking about different things that I need to do, and then also like my YouTube and my Facebook and what I needed to do. So I just have all of them here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start just crossing off my list as I complete things that I need to do from God that he's telling me to do once they're completed, and then add on as time goes on. And it's crazy because this was literally just one night and I have like pages of stuff, and not just for YouTube and Facebook. I also have stuff from my church, things that God is instructing me to do, and I just have all kind of stuff that I just started documenting, like writing down, because what I tend to do, and I'm so guilty, as a lot of us do this, where gotta give you a vision, and then you don't write it down, you don't put it in your notes, you don't do anything with it, and then you forget and you're like, oh, what was I supposed to do? So now I just kind of sleep with this by my bed. I have other journals and stuff by my bed, but I sleep with this one by my bed, so if I'm woke up through the night, I can just write it down so I can go back and refer to it. But so yeah, I was excited that I started doing that, just so my mind is not so cloudy. And like I said, I get woke up every night like clockwork. I might sleep a good 8 hours through the night, maybe twice or three times out of the week, but I'm up mostly from 2 o'clock all the way up till it's time to get up in the morning. And I'm very intentional, especially after the prophet spoke over me and basically just told me that can be the devil. So I'm really intentional now with making sure I'm pouring into God at that time. Very intentional with that, because I don't want to give the devil the glory at all. Okay, but what I'm going to talk about today, what I was led to talk about, is fasting and how that looks for me. Like I said, everybody's journey is completely different, and what their story looks like is totally different. I did start fasting when I started growing my relationship with God. I think it probably was a year ago I started doing it. And for me, a lot of people, just when you think of fasting, you think about, okay, not eating. When I think of fasting and where I'm at in my life, it's just restraining from doing things that I feel like is necessary for me to do, but they're not of God. So for instance, eating, of course, and then like social media, it can be talking to certain people, just going out all the time, just entertaining things that are not of God, that you spend too much time entertaining. So you can fast from several things, but I have fasted from food, like eating, where I would fast. Maybe some people go days without eating, and that's the way they do it. Some people only drink water or fluids, and that's how they do it. And they do days, or you can do weeks. Some people would just fast where they're just eating veggies, and that's it. Like a very, very clean diet. When I say social media, that's any type of platform that's social media based, fasting from it. I'll do social media in a minute. Like, I'll just do it in a minute, because that's the main thing that I was very, very, very addicted to. I will not lie. It was horrible. Social media was horrible for me. So I really had to be intentional. And it was so bad. The first time I fasted from social media, I was so addicted to getting on social media, even when I had no intentions of getting on there, I would automatically click on the app. So I had to literally remove it from my phone. I had to take the app off completely because it was a habit of me just clicking clicking on that app so that I could get on social media. And I was like, oh, Camila, this is definitely not healthy. That's not healthy. When I I was more intentional about it and I was noticing that I was doing it, I was like, that's not healthy. Like, you're not even thinking about social media. And then I'm not even I'm tell you guys the truth. So I was fasting from any type of social media. And when I say that, I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram. I'm really not on Snapchat, but Snapchat, TikTok, any type of social media that you could think of, I wasn't getting on it. So I replaced social media with my email. So I would be like, well, let me check my email. Like, I just had to do something that was technology based. So then it was like, no, Camila, and I started being more intentional. So anytime I thought about eating when it was time for me, when I was fasting, or I thought about social media, I would automatically break out into prayer and just praying for God to, okay, God, I need you to help me with this. I'm trying to be faithful. I need you to give me the strength to make it through this. Thank you for allowing me the strength for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I'm always somebody who prays where I'm also thanking him for what he has already done. Because like I said, a lot of people just pray and they're always asking God to give them something. And sometimes we can just say a prayer saying, thank you for what you have done. So I just became real intentional with that. If I was fasting from food and I wanted to eat, instead of eating, I would pray. And that's what helped me get my relationship where it's at with God. And like I said, there's no correct way to pray. However you pray is great. I say just talk to God like you're talking to a best friend or somebody that you really care about and love. That's what all that you need to do to have a relationship with God. But fasting is so important, especially when you're building your relationship with God, because it just helps you get closer to him. And when you fast from social media, it also helps you get close to your family. I noticed that too. We were having more conversations, me and the kids when I was fasting. It was just I was more intentional with a lot of things that I didn't notice that I wasn't paying attention to. So that's why it's so important to fast. I think it's important for churches to fast together, for everybody to fast in a church. Every quarter or I know every month is drastic for some, but I think it wouldn't be bad to fast a week out of a month, but that's a lot. Or maybe every other month the church just fast together, find something that they can fast together, so you can be a support for each other. Even families fast together as well. It helps and it helps build bonds. When you're about to fall off and you're praying to God, you can say, if you, for instance, for me, I could just call up one of my sisters and be like, girl, I really want to eat, or I really want to get on social media, and I just prayed and I'm still struggling. How you doing? Are you able to do it? Like having a partner in it, or a team, having a team so you guys can encourage each other. But fasting is so needed. It is so needed. We have to do that. And when we fast, we have to pray. When you're doing a spiritual fast, you have to pray in that time that you're doing it. When you feel desperate, go to God and ask him to just help you through it. It is great. And I loved when I fast, because it just showed me. When I first, I'm gonna give you guys a story, a little story time. So the first time I fasted was when I was doing my spiritual counseling, and I had started just getting more faithful. And this looks uneven because I'm kind of it's a recliner couch, and I'm comfortable a little bit. I'm on my little break, so I'm just chilling, talking to y'all. I wanted to talk to y'all because I missed y'all yesterday. But I started my spiritual counseling, and then she was just like, I need you to fast because I needed clarity with stuff. And at that time, it was just something that was going on in my life, and I just was like, do I want this? Do I not want this? So she was like, fast and pray to God. That's how you can get your clarity, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay. So I'm fasting, and I will never forget, we decided that we were going to take the kids. I forgot where we took them, but we took them out, and it was it was late and I was fasting where I could not eat after 6 or something like that. I couldn't eat after a certain time or before a certain time, but I forgot what the time was. But we were out with the kids, and it was past the time that I had to eat, and I think this was like day 3, and I think I was fasting for a week or 2 weeks or something, and I was hungry. And so we were going to eat at the place, but the little food court was closed. So we ended up having to go get food, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like 20 minutes and I ain't gonna be able to eat. So the 20 minutes passed, I wasn't able to eat, and I remember they went to get some Popeye's chicken, and at this time, Popeye's chicken was the thing for me. I loved my little wings, my 6 wings and my beans, and I'm good. So we pull up there, and he's getting everybody orders, and he's like, okay, I'm like, I don't want nothing because I'm fasting, so I'll be fine. I'll go home and drink some water or something. So, and I remember being so proud of myself, but I also remember the fact that we had told the kids that they could eat in the car, or they could wait or whatever. But I was just so excited that I made it, and I made it through that night. I remember I came home, took a shower, and I just laid down, and the next day I was like, oh, I did it. Because the other 3 days was really easy because I was home, I was cooking, so I was cooking early, so I made sure I was eating early and all of those things. So it was just when I made it that night, and I was like, oh yes. And I remember just being in my head and just being like, God, okay, and just praying, because I wanted to tell, I wanted to say I want my usual, but I'm like, no, I can't do it. So that's my story time. But I was just so happy that I was able to do it even when I was hungry. It was one of my favorite things that I love, and I actually held off on it. Or even with social media, I can give you a story about that. Me and my cousin would send each other stuff. At this time, we were talking on a regular basis, and we would kind of send each other stuff from social media for the other person to look at, and we would like comment, say our stuff on it, or call each other and be like, did you see that? I was in a whole different headspace than I'm in now. And I remember she sent me something, and I could, when people send you something from social media, you can read what it's about. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to click on that so bad. And I remember just telling her, hey, I can't look at that. I'm fasting right now. Because God doesn't want you to let everybody know, oh, I'm fasting. He doesn't want you to let the world know. But if someone is asking you to do something while you're in your fast, you can say, I can't do that right now because I'm fasting, or right now I'm not able to do that. And you can just leave it like that. It's completely up to you. It all depends on what your relationship is with that person. But you don't have to walk around in the world with a sign on saying, I'm fasting right now. You don't have to do that. It's really, when it's a spiritual fast, it's really between you and God. If you care to share, you can, but it's really something that you're doing between you and God. Like I said, it's something that's supposed to help you draw closer to Him, have conversations with Him and things like that. You can also fast from talking on the phone. You can abstain from sex, like I'm not doing anything. Like, it's a lot of different ways that you can fast. It's not just food. It's so many different ways. It's whatever I don't want to say addicted, but basically, yeah, whatever you feel like you're addicted to, like you just need, you just can't go through life without it. And when you do it and you're successful, it really makes you proud of yourself. And it really does, because when I fast from social media, it was like, I can live without this. I even fast from TV, and I still don't really watch, I don't watch TV. Like, I don't watch the regular shows like a lot of people watch. I mostly watch like PureFlix. It's like a spiritual app. Like it's kind of like BET Plus or Netflix and things like that, but it's just spiritual stuff, all positive stuff. Like, it's not going to be violence in it. It's not going to be a lot of profanity. They're not cussing at all, really. Like, so it's none of that type of stuff on there. And I just started. That's all I really watch is that and YouTube. And if I was to show you guys my YouTube like history, it's mostly like spiritual based, definitely positive stuff. I just try not to, so you can fast from that too. Like stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing, or stuff that you want God to just heal you from. And it can be baby steps. You can fast for 2 days. You can fast for a time span. But now if you work in the morning, let's say you work from somebody sorry, let's say you work from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the evening. You can't say I'm fasting from TV from 8 to 4:30 when you know you wouldn't even be watching TV at that time. Okay, that doesn't count, because you know you're not able to watch TV because you're at work. It has to be when you're able to do these things. That's the time that you're fasting. So I hope I'm making this clear and you guys understand what I'm saying. And like I said, be intentional when you're doing a spiritual fast. Pray, 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 pray. And look for somebody that you can fast with. Find a partner so you guys can hold each other accountable and encourage each other. Church, if you have a church home, ask members of the church, if not the whole congregation, if you guys can fast. Oh, do you mind? I'm about to do a fast. Do you want to fast with me? Things like that. Or even, like I said, friends, family members, co-workers. I mean, it's great. Like fasting makes you feel it makes you feel great. And if you have a partner, like your husband, your wife, or a boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all can fast together as well. Figure out something that y'all do too much of, but you can eliminate that and incorporate God praying together anytime that you want that. Let's say it's okay, we're going to fast from eating fast food. We're not going to eat out for 2 weeks. And, just preparing meals at home. And one of y'all say, baby, you want to just go on and get something? We're not. Start praying. We gonna pray, because I rebuke it. We fasting and we ain't finna eat this greasy food. That's what I'm saying. So it's whatever. It's whatever. It's however you want it to look, but you're just withdrawing something from your life for a while. So, so you can kind of build up your, so you can be disciplined. It's something that you need to be disciplined in. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is just fasting and how it looks and what you need to do to fast. And it's actually something that's very, very easy to do. It's just hard to continue doing it. A lot of times the first couple of days is, okay, yeah, this is easy. And then once you get to, and that's how I was I think I fasted for 2 weeks. But once I was at I think day 8, I was like, oh my goodness. But I made it, and I was so proud of myself with social media, especially. I think the food really wasn't that hard for me. Not eating the sweets was hard, but the time frame was not that hard. Because I could just pray. And I remember I would just be sitting at my desk praying when I wanted to eat something. But baby, when that time hit, where I could eat, I went in. I would never forget, I was eating yogurt and granola and stuff, baby. I would be on it 2 minutes before it was time for me to eat. So when that clock struck that time, I would already be ready. So I could, because I was starving. But it wasn't that hard for me, but social media was definitely really hard. It was really, really hard. The food was hard, but not as hard as social media. So I know for me, social media is something that I really have to watch, But Mom Squad, I love each and every one of you. Thanks for subscribing. We're at 105 family members now. So our channel is growing, and I'm seeing, I noticed that a couple of men have definitely subscribed to my channel, and I love you guys as well, because I thought my platform would just be touching women, and I'm noticing that it's touching gentlemen, and I'm noticing that it's literally men that are dear to my heart, that's watching my content. And I just want to thank you guys for the support and letting me know that I'm pouring into you. And once again, if you need anything from me, always drop a comment and tell me. And if you have my number, you can always reach out to me like that as well. I'm here to support whoever and pour into whoever, and I'm not going to judge you. Your everything that you feel or that you talk to me about, if you want it to be confidential, it definitely will be. I'm here to do what God has asked me to do, and I want to be obedient to him. So if you need me to pour into you, I don't care who you are, I'm here. I always will be here to pour into you when it comes to spiritual growth and just helping you if you're dealing with anything mental. And I love you, Camila Squad, and I will see you guys tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I'm not sure. I am going to go live tonight talking about the same thing. I'm going to try to do that as well. And I did want to share with you guys, I made my first reel, which was hard for me because I talk so much, but I made my first reel. So I'm just, God has told me to start doing that. So I have started doing it. I'm being disciplined to him. But Mom Squad, I love you guys. Keep watching my content. And just so I can be encouraged to keep doing what God has instructed me to do. I might do another video today or maybe tomorrow. And again, I love you and thank you for all your support. And happy Taco Tuesday, everyone.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours.